Hey YouTube, this is DIY with Donna, and today I'm going to talk about the 1040 Easy tax form. As far as the documents that you will need, you'll need the 1040 Easy form and the instruction book, which has the tax table in it. You can get this at the website irs.gov. And the other document you will need is the W-2 form, and this will come from your employer. This will tell you how much money you made and how much tax has been withheld. You may also receive a 1099 INT or 1099 DIV, which is the interest that you've made on your bank account or CDs. So these are the three main documents that you will need to fill out the 1040 Easy form. As far as who can use the 1040 Easy form, you can use it if you're single or married and have no dependents. If you've made less than $100,000 and your taxable interest is less than $1,500. If you're under the age of 65 and you have no claim adjustments, then you are eligible to use the Easy form. So we're going to use Paco's scenario. He's single, age 40, no dependents, wants to contribute to the presidential campaign. He has no one to claim him as a dependent, and his taxable income is $200. Here is Paco Tyler's W-2 form. On the 1040 Easy form, we're going to add Paco's information. In the first lot, we put his first name Paco, last name Tyler, and then his social security number. He's not married, so we don't have to fill in the spousal part. Then you add his home address and city and town. Also, you select the box that says you because he wanted to participate in the president electoral election. So under income, we have 1, wages, salaries, and tips. We get this information from our W-2 form. For Paco, wages and tips are in box 1 on your W-2 form, and it's $48,500. So we'll add that here. Remember, you're going to have to send your W-2 form in with your 1040 Easy form. Second line, taxable interest. We know that that was $200 from Paco's scenario. You will probably receive a 1099 INT, which would provide this information. If not, it's the interest you make on your bank account, like your savings account or your CDs. We know that Paco was employed, so line 3 is not applicable, unemployment compensation, and he doesn't live in Alaska. So now we're going to add, 4 says add lines 1, 2, and 3. So our total is going to be $48,700. Line 5 wants to know whether someone can claim you. Paco's case, no one can claim him and he's single. So it says if no one can claim you, enter 10,400 if single, 20,800 if married filing jointly. So we're going to enter 10,400 for Paco. The next line says subtract 5 from 4 if line 5 is greater than 4, which it is not. They say then enter a 0, but that's not our case. So we're going to subtract 10,400 from 48,700, and we'll get 38,300. So under payments, credits, and tax, we're going to determine how much tax you've paid. And in Paco's case, we're going to go to his W-2 form, and it says he paid under box 2 $6,835. So we're going to put that number in line 7, $6,835. Earned income credit does not apply to Paco. You can see instructions for that. Also, non-taxable combat pay election doesn't apply to Paco either. He was not in the military. So we're going to go ahead and add 7 and 8, and we'll have 6,835 again. So line 10 says tax. Use the amount on line 6 above to find your tax in the tax table in the instructions. So we're going to go to line 6, and it says 38,300. Then we're going to go to our tax table, which is in our instruction book. A quick reminder of how to read this. The first two columns are the amount that you're looking for. The first column says at least, and the second one says but less than. So if your amount is in the left side, that is the line you're going to use. And if you're single, you'll use the third column. And if you're married and filing jointly, you'll use the fourth column. So let's go down and find 38,300. So here we can see 38,300. And since Paco is single, we're going to put in the amount 5,320. So from the tax table, we are entering $5,320. Next, it says healthcare. Individually responsible, you'll have to see instructions. But Paco, in this case, had full year coverage, so we'll just put our check there and 0. Line 12 says add lines 10 and 11 for your total tax. So our total tax is going to be 5,320. All right, the next part says if line 9 is larger than 12, which it is, then we will subtract and we'll get a refund. So when I subtract those two numbers, I get 1,515. So Paco is getting a refund. So continuing on with the rest of the lines, if Paco wants to have direct deposit, he can put in his routing number and indicate whether it's a checking or savings account. He also will need to provide his account number. If he had owed, then he would put the amount on line 14. Third-party designee is where you can put a person's name down and phone number if you want them to be able to talk to the IRS. The next space you will have to sign your name, date, and your occupation, and a daytime phone. Paid preparer would not be used if you've done this yourself. The next thing you'll have to do is determine where to mail it. And again, this information is in your instructions, and there is a section that says, where do you file? So for Paco, who lives in North Carolina, he would use, since he's getting a refund, the Department of Treasury in Kansas City, whereas if he had to pay, he would have to use this address in Louisville, Kentucky. So remember that you will be sending your information to one of these places, and you will also be including your W-2 form. The 1040 Easy form is pretty straightforward, but if you have additional questions, please contact your local IRS office. If you felt the video was helpful, please like and share. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Until next time, I'll see you later. Thank you.